it's Rachel here. Today I'm talking with Kristen and Matt, and I'm super excited to hear more about what they're working on and what's going on for them in their businesses. So do you guys want to tell us a little bit about what you do?
Sure. So we have a marketing agency called Philly Made Creative. We provide general branding, identity work. We do all manner of marketing, online, traditional. It's really all about getting a company's message out there, and whether they know what that is or not, we help companies, individuals figure that out and figure out how to get it out into the market.
Cool, that sounds great. So we were talking a little bit before we started recording about how fear shows up for you guys in your business, and I know there's a few different ways that we had talked about before.
Being in front of camera.
Yeah, this is one, right? We're doing it right now.
Right.
But you're conquering it. We're doing
Yes.
So yeah, sometimes you just got to do it, right? And then it feels better. One thing that we were talking about that particularly sparked my interest was that how you guys are in marketing and you have to kind of navigate kind of like the online politics of what you're going to say or what's the right thing to say or do. So can you tell me a little bit about that?
I'm afraid that I'm going to say the wrong thing on social media, so hopefully that this is a great video. I think that because there are so many topics right now that are of conflict of interest, or people have conflicting ideas, I feel like I'm going to get pigeonholed if I say one thing, even if that's not at all the bucket that I'm talking about. I know that Matt is also very expressive on social media, and I feel like...
I try.
I feel like those are definitely things that I wouldn't say, but it's his expression, and that is how you choose to express yourself.
I'm afraid of the PC police.
Yeah.
But I also recognize that because we live in a world where everyone has an opportunity to express their point of view, I do feel a responsibility to express my point of view, especially when I see a dialogue happening where there's a lack of clarity on both sides of a debate, whatever it happens to be. When I say both sides, I'm sure everyone thinks one thing already. Just that phrase becomes like polarized or politicized or something. And as an artist, as a professional, I see those things merging, and I've got things that I want to say that I can't necessarily say with words, like we were talking about earlier, that I hear something like Mark Zuckerberg says that Facebook is at war, and it inspires me to think, like, I wonder what Facebook's logo would look like as a symbol of war. So I'm like drawing around and turn the F into a swastika, which I know is I'm a Jew, so I don't like seeing them around either, but, you know, it came to me and it looks kind of badass. And the point I'm trying to make is that this is an individual who wants to use the rhetoric of war, which is very inflammatory, very scary, and for all of the different activities that one company right now is, being looked at and being looked into by governments and regulators and other competitive media companies and stuff. It just seemed like the kind of thing I need to say. And honestly, one of the things I'm most afraid of is being invisible. Because something inflammatory like that to the 400 people that I am connected to on Twitter and the 2 people that engage with whatever I say on LinkedIn, like, it doesn't matter. And if it did matter, I would be at a status where the conflict, that's the way it is online. So while I'm afraid of engaging in that conflict sometimes because it's very uncomfortable and people attack me personally, calling me stupid, calling me a fucking idiot, calling me whatever, I feel that it's just a necessary activity if you're going to get to the truth, if you're going to dispel some of the fear and anxiety around stuff. People need to talk about it. People need to say whatever they need to say. So it's a challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting you just said you're afraid of being invisible, because we didn't talk about that earlier. So how does that show up in your business?
When I was in college and Facebook first came out, I was like, fuck this. Like, why do we have to share what we're eating every day and all this kind of stuff? But there was a time when work could speak for itself, I think. And if you did good work, word of mouth would spread. And we've now met clients who, even in this super digital world, like, they're still surviving. Like, there are some industries where you're not going to sell your like a $50 million real estate development. A Facebook ad's not necessarily going to be like the end all be all, right? But as a marketing agency, like I need to have a following somewhere. I need to show clients that if they're going to be engaged on a digital communication platform, that not only do I understand it theoretically, I've been in the street, so to speak, doing it. So
yeah, absolutely. And Kristen, for you, where do you think fear shows up in your business?
Definitely when I'm overwhelmed. I feel like as a business owner, there are so many different, plates spinning in the air, and I have to keep all of those spinning and growing and adding new ones. And sometimes that just becomes paralyzing for me. And I've gone through episodes where I have a panic attack because I'm so nervous about everything that's going on that's just what happens. My body just starts to shut down. And I feel like by having Matt as my business partner, he's my husband, he's able to bring me back to reality and able to calm me down and able to help me see, like, look what it is that we're building. Look at what it is that we're doing. How great is it that we get to do this every day?
You guys are so cute.
So it helps me, get out of the rabbit hole, because we all have that inside of us. We all have these thoughts that we could go down and think about, but if I'm able to, or if Matt's able to pull me out of the thinking of going down that rabbit hole, and I'm able to come back and get represence to what it is that we're doing every single day, then that just brings me fulfillment.
Yeah, I love that. How do you recognize kind of when you're in that state of panic? Do you feel like it comes on slowly, or it's just like all at once? Or what are the things that kind of happen to you that make you feel that way?
It's a wave. It just like becomes this rush of energy that's almost like I can't get out of whatever this energy is. It feels like I can't even put the words together of what I'm thinking and categorize or even get on paper. It's just chaos. And there are times where I don't even know that it is happening, but Matt will say something to me like, hey, look and it's not like it's every day. It's like once a month.
Right.
But at the beginning, it was every couple of days. It was just the fear that I had to get over in order to keep on going. So I feel like for entrepreneurs who are building their business, who have taken these risks and made these sacrifices, if you have that fear, you have that nervousness, you have those episodes, if you want to call it that, like, push past them. There are ways to get past that.
Yeah. Do you ever get like excited by that? I feel like I have this kind of sick thing actually that like I almost get a rush from being overwhelmed. It's kind of just like exciting, and it's like, yes, I can do this, and I have so much going on, and it like makes you feel almost like important or something. And you gotta check things off the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so.
I definitely feel that when there's opportunities that come up, and it's like, oh my gosh, there's so many people we met this week. We've got to follow up with all of them, and one of them wanted a quote for something. The times when it's not so exciting is when it's an overwhelm of so much stuff to do. Like, oh my God, we've got to like cancel the duplicate Comcast bill, and like we've got to like, oh, there's that email I forgot about, and like all this stuff that's just
the remote in my fob isn't working. Like
the stuff, the alert on my computer that won't go away. Like so I think that it what can happen though is, if you don't have a partner or a mentor or someone that you talk about your business with, that's not a customer, that's not a competitor, that's not a person outside of the business doesn't understand it, that you can almost lose sight of the severity of things, because it's just like another item. That item could be monumental, that item could be very small, but they can all start to appear in your experience of life as the same level of severity. And so what I feel that we've been getting better at doing is categorizing those things. That's like a 2 of importance. That's a 7 of importance. That's a 1 of importance, but it's got to get done today, so being able to almost remove myself from my own problems helps me. Like, what would I say to me if I worked for me? Because I do work for me.
I love that. That's a great question to ask yourself, huh?
Right?
If you can like remove yourself and say, it's like, if I were the employee, what would I have them do today?
Right.
What are their priorities? It kind of does take you out of it, and then you're able to really focus in on what's happening. So cool. Thank you so much, guys.
Yes, you're welcome.
These two are awesome, so definitely go check them out. I'll put all their social media below. And check out rachelmednick.com to sign up for 4 ways to break through your fear.
Yes. And you're awesome.
Oh, you guys
Thank you.
are awesome.
3, 2, 1.
Bye.